All right, everyone, welcome to DevFest. Who's excited to be here? All right, that's not going to work. So we're going to try this again. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you guys that same question again. Now, this is the first time DevFest has been held here at Capital One. I want this entire building to know DevFest is here. I want to know Tyson. I want Tyson's Corner to know that DevFest is here. I want the Mid-Atlantic region to know Tyson's Corner is here. We have some young kids here who are looking to you guys as the future, and I want them to see like this is a fun group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask that question again. I'm going to keep my hands up until this place rocks. So, who's excited to be at DevFest here at Capital One? That's awesome. Well, welcome everyone. I'm Murshid Chowdhury, Talent Brand Manager here at Capital One. Welcome each and every one of you here to DevFest. It's an exciting event. I've had the pleasure of being at DevFest for the last, 5 years? Where's Cheetah? What was it, back in 2014 or so? There was about less than 300 people. It was somewhere in the middle of Loudoun County, 1 or 2 tracks. Today it's morphed into this. We have what, 1,000 people here today, Cheetah? A million? Okay. Yeah, 1,000 people here at this event, and there's a cloud derby, and we've got demo rooms going on. You saw that in the atrium. Google went all out with their cloud. Awesome for the Google team. But it's going to be an awesome event for you guys today. But in order for things like this to happen, there are a number of folks and a number of organizations that we need to acknowledge at this point. A lot of work goes into these kind of events, and so we want to make sure that, and then we'll thank them individually, but we want to thank all of our partners and sponsors who made Capital One for hosting this facility. Isn't this place awesome?
This way for the keynote.
Come on, guys, you're going to be doing a lot of clapping, a lot of cheering. Awesome. You guys saw the Google Atrium. That thing was amazing. So let's thank them for their cloud derby and everything that they're going to be doing. We've had so many volunteers over the last couple of months just putting their time and effort and energy into making sure that this is an amazing experience for you all. So let's give a real big hand for them as well. And before I call up our organizers, it's important, I think, always, because I go to a lot of these events, to really acknowledge the folks who come to this event, which is you all. None of these conferences, whether it's DevFest, any events that you go to, you guys take time out of your day to come here to better yourselves, to build your brand, to get the knowledge that you guys have to become the best of who you can be. So I think you guys should give yourself the most amazing round of applause. And of course, our speakers who are here to educate you all. So another round for them. Let's go. All right, so that being said, let's bring a couple of folks and make this happen. First and foremost, this person is such a rock star within the tech community here in DC. He doesn't even have a last name. If you guys been to the Devfestdc thing, just a little icon comes up. He's like kind of like Madonna and Cher. He just goes by the name Cheetah. So bringing up to stage, Cheetah. Next, I'd like to bring up, I call him our technical bullfighter. One is because he's always tinkering with new gadgets and stuff. He has a really cool accent, and he's from Spain. Antonio. And for this to happen here at Capital One, for us here to make sure that we got the approval from our leadership to have such a big conference here, the tireless effort in terms of organizing, going to every detail, every meeting, working with our volunteers, rallying our troops. And then he's also part of the Android group and part of the GDG group and part of countless other things. I don't know how he makes all these meetings and does all what he does. But to our fearless leader and organizer in chief, Jared Sheehan. And I'd like to also bring up here our fourth organizer who's here, and we wanted to acknowledge him, Tyson Kemp. Come on up. So with that being said, I am going to hand over the mic to our rock star, Cheetah, who will address you guys.
Thank you all. I'm not the rock star. You are all rock stars. Please give a big hand to yourselves. Please. And first, give a big applause to Capital One. Without that, this would have never happened. Okay? And the second one, what you're feeling here is we are trying to bring the West Coast feeling here, the Google. So give them a big hand. And they created this cool looking place now. Is anybody from Google here? Okay, those are the folks. Okay, they're sitting here. Make them. grab them. Is any speakers here? Please, speakers, stand up. Please, Joe, stand up. So, so this event is for collaboration and community. So don't leave them, okay? Mob them, talk to them. Okay, they are here to share their knowledge. Okay, whole day. Okay, so then I wanted to thank all the other sponsors: Stack Armor, Decipher, and Git Labs. They are here in the booth, so please visit them in the booth. And I always keep missing something which I wanted to say, which I never say. And this is the 10th Devfestdc, and this is the 8th year. This is the first time we have registered more than 1,000 people officially. Last time we did 1,300, but that was with Google Cloud on board. Okay, so this time we have officially registered 1,000 people. Please give a hands to ourselves. Thank you. Now, all I'm going to say is a lot of logistics, which Jared is going to go over. And I wanted to say big thank to the first keynote speaker, Eric Martin. This is Eric Martin. He's the one make sure that we can have it here. And beyond that, the biggest two people I wanted to thank, I'm making all the thanks beginning, mainly because you're going to run away after this. There's no way I can find you in one place. Um, so the biggest thank is for the 80 volunteers. There are 80 volunteers. Anybody who is wearing a gray t-shirt, can you please stand up? All the volunteers, can you please stand up? Anybody's wearing this t-shirt, they will have answers for you. Any questions you have, please, all the volunteers here, right? And the second biggest thing is the facilities people within Capital One. They have done a phenomenal job of doing the building security. It is not easy to get this approved, but executed today, right? As you have seen it so far, smooth and seamless. So please give a big hands to the facilities people here and the security people here. And I think I talked enough, and I'm going to give it to Antonio, who is really representing us in DC, the Devfestdc. He lives in DC and runs the meetups in DC. Here we go.
Awesome. Thank you, Chita. Yeah, I only got 1 minute before I hand it to Jared. I wanted to let you all know that, yeah, we're called gdgdc, DC Android, DC Kotlin, and we tend to do lots of events in Virginia and Maryland in the DC area. So my message to you is we also do stuff in Washington, D.C. proper. That's my role, being the ambassador for Washington, D.C. from GDG. So any events that you are interested to see in DC, if you have ideas for speakers, for venues, for meetups that you want to promote, please come talk to me. Last month or so, we did Google I/O Extended in the Google DC offices. Yesterday, we had an event at Mapbox with Sarah Robinson. She's a developer advocate for Google Cloud. She was talking about TensorFlow. Next month, July the 2nd, we are hosting a DC Kotlin event. We're gonna have Dan Lowe from Capital One doing an introduction to Kotlin. So anything that you're interested to see in DC proper, if you have ideas for venues, you have a speaker to suggest or a topic to suggest, or you just simply want to attend, make sure that you check it out, you talk to me, and I would love to see you all there. Thank you so much for coming.
All right. So first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone that came out here, and especially facilities, as we mentioned. I would say that this probably would have been a much harder thing to do without all the facility folks. We work directly with traffic control outside, security. We actually have off-duty police officers and our workplace solutions team working their tails off all last night to get this thing up and running. So especially want to call out Beverly and Veronica. I really, really appreciate both of you and all of the effort you put in. I highly doubt they're actually in the room, but hopefully they watched the video. So also, I want to say that we were trying to get a turkey suit for Veronica, but fortunately, it wasn't going to be here in time. All right, next slide, please. No, didn't change. All right, that's working. All right, awesome. I got it. All right, so we got a couple slides. We're a little bit behind. Unfortunately, I'm going to go a little bit fast. Specifically, we do have Wi-Fi set up. We have a guest network. You can work that out yourself, but just want to make sure that everybody understood there was one. We have a mobile app. It's fabulous. It's really amazing. We built it with a multi-platform framework. There are multiple people in this room who contributed to that. In fact, there is a demo in the exhibit hall that you can actually go through and ask questions about how we did it. It runs on Android and iOS. Lots of interesting stuff there. There are QR codes all over the place for you to download this, but specifically, go to the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store and search for Events Plus, and then there's an access code, Devfestdc, all lowercase. I highly, highly recommend everybody download and install it. It has all of the schedules, it has announcements, it has an easy way to look at the Twitter feed. Highly, highly recommend those. All right. I want to talk about a very heartfelt story right now. Tyson, you want to stand up, Tyson? So Tyson has been with GDG for a very long time. Maybe he even predates me. He has helped with every DevFest there is. In fact, the designs that are on the t-shirts that you got today were done by Tyson. He's done so much work to get this thing off the ground and running for the last 8 years that I cannot thank him enough. We love Tyson like a brother, and we wanted to tell a little bit about his story. He has said it's okay, by the way. It's all right. Specifically, and he was in a fairly serious accident back in October, and he is working through physical therapy to learn how to speak again. And so we have seen the progress over the last couple of months with Tyson, and he works really, really hard to get better. We've set up a GoFundMe account. There's the link. Please, if you're able or willing, please consider donating to his cause. We actually have, if you go to the app, download the app, go to the announcements tab, there is a direct link right there. Thank you. Love you, man. All right, Devfestdc. We want to make sure we call out our premium sponsors. Cheetah did a great job of that already, but Capital One, obviously, this would not have happened without Capital One's full support behind this community event. Specifically, I had to convince that gentleman right over there, and he said, absolutely. Why wouldn't we? That's literally what he said. So thank you very much, Capital One. And of course, we are the Google Developer Group here in DC. So Google, of course, is always behind us. They've been with us at DevFest DC, and they show up in force, as you've noticed. So thank you very much, Google. And we have a couple of other sponsors as well. We have GitLab, we have Decipher, and StackArmor. That slide was supposed to be earlier. Sorry. Also, Capital One runs quite a few different conferences. I am personally involved in this one, and I've been personally involved in the Android Summit conference. I know a lot of you are Android engineers and have come to Android Summit. This will be our 5th year. It's going to be epic. It's going to be in this conference space. And in fact, we have a one-time only, one-day only discount if you buy your tickets today. There are 2 signs outside of here with a QR code that you sign it, and it automatically applies a discount. All proceeds from this are all donated to Women Who Code as well, so it's for a good cause. So also, I would like to say that if you're an Android developer, you've probably heard of a gentleman named Chet Haas. He's probably one of the top 3 most influential Android devs in the entire world. We've been working on him for about 4 years, and he is coming out. And I will also say part of the reason he's coming out is because he met Tyson at Google I/O. So thanks, Tyson. All right, schedule. This thing's kind of hard to read, right? Download the app. Make it easier. So I'm going to briefly blow through this and give a little bit of an overview. Specifically, there are 4 tracks. As soon as this keynote is over, we're going to ask everyone to pile out. We are going to break this room into 2/3. Okay, there'll be 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, and I believe, not sure which one is track 1, 2, and 3, but we'll have signs outside on the door. So the first 3 tracks are in these rooms. The 4th track is directly across the hall. So not very far. If you want to flip-flop between tracks, we made it super easy. I'm really excited about how that worked out. You don't have to traverse through different buildings. We also have a code lab. We don't have really good signage for this one. My bad, I apologize. But specifically, the way you get to it is go out, make a left, and go all the way down, and it's on your left-hand side. So if you want to go join the code labs, they're excellent. They're awesome. All the way down on your left-hand side, past the elevators. Google Cloud Derby. Who saw that thing coming in this morning? Yeah, it's hard to miss, right? So they will be accepting walk-ups at 1 o'clock. A lot of people have pre-registered. They will accept walk-ups starting at 1 o'clock, and then the Derby kicks off at 1:30. That will go until the ending keynote. The ending keynote will then will be in the auditorium, and then everyone will pile out for the happy hour, and then the Cloud Derby actually starts right then while you're in there. All right. There will be a lunch panel. We have 4 experts in the area. We're going to talk about 3 different things. Public cloud, digital transformation, and software development at scale. Let me just tell you, Capital One's going through all of these, specifically the software development at scale. Me and my teams are going through some of this. It's hard, but it's really, really interesting. So I highly recommend everybody come. I've worked specifically with the gentleman in the top left-hand corner, Keith Forsyth, for over 3 years. He's great. So I highly recommend everybody come. Exhibit hall. Who saw the exhibit hall as they came in? There are literally 16 different demos in the exhibit hall. I highly recommend everybody make some time, go in, ask some questions. Whole thing about the exhibit hall, we're actually incentivizing you to go to the exhibit hall and ask questions. You ask questions, and people will give you tickets. We have a swag booth in the auditorium. You can trade in your tickets for actual swag. So we have Capital One socks. Yeah, we love those. We have some Bluetooth speakers. We have some jackets. We have quite a few other things. So get your tickets, go get some swag. Cloud Derby. I mentioned the Cloud Derby. This thing is just amazing. The amount of work the Google Cloud Platform team has put into making this thing work is just exceptional. I won't necessarily go into all the details, but basically you build robots, talk to a back end, train an AI model, and then it will help you pick up balls and place them places. Okay, you want to do that today? That sounds fun. I want to go. All right, now for the fun part. How many people like free stuff? Yeah, yeah. No. All right, who doesn't? No. Okay, Antonio. Well, we know that's fine. So everyone in this room is registered for a giveaway at the end of the day. We're gonna be giving away 2 Capital One jackets, and courtesy of the Google Cloud Platform team, we're gonna be giving away a brand new Pixel book. Woo! One catch, you have to be here to get it. Okay. That also incentivizes you to stick around and drink some of our alcohol. So cool. So basically what'll happen is the ending keynote will file out. We'll, start the Cloud Derby, and after about 30, 45 minutes, we'll start the giveaways. Cool? All right.